world, and we're back. And for this poker vlog, I'm gonna try to do it in real time, kind of, because I usually do a recap, but now I'm gonna try to do it after things happen immediately, so I can, you know, just get it done faster and get better accuracy. Well, you know, I'm at Orange City, my normal place. Poker room's back there. Back there, backwards. Anyway, so the biggest thing I played so far, it was kind of interesting. It was a pretty slow table. Like, no one was really betting a lot or anything. So when there's 5 limpers and I look down at pocket 6s at the cutoff, so I make it 35, pretty big bet. I'm expecting to just get everyone to fold and win, you know, $27. But I actually get 4 callers, which was pretty big. So now it's like, it's over $100 pot, and it's bigger than anything I've really been playing so far. And the flop comes 9-4-2, 2 hearts. And I have pocket 6s. It's checked to me. I decided to continue $55 because I should have the best hand here pretty much all of the time. And one person thinks for a little bit and then calls, and then the person behind him calls as well. So now I'm pretty confident one of them has a heart draw, and I'm hoping that, I don't really know what the other one has. I don't think he can have a 9, or if he does have a 9, I can really put some pressure on him on the next street if a good card comes. But the next card is another 2, so it's 2 hearts, 2 diamonds, 9-4-2-2. And it's checked to me again, and I bet $125. And when the first guy calls again, and the second guy thinks about calling, I know the second guy has a flush draw, because that's the only thing he'd be thinking about. The first guy who calls, I start going through the hands he could have, and I'm like, he can't really have 10s plus, because he would raise. He wouldn't limp with 10s plus, and then 8s, 7s, 6s, like 8s and 7s. I'm thinking that's kind of odd, like, to call 2 large bets with. My money's in, his money's in, so I'm just hoping for a safe river card, non-heart, because that would be terrible. River is a black 10, pretty safe card. He checks to me. Now I'm happy to check it down, and he says ace high, and I show 6s, and they're good. He does indeed say he was on hearts, so that was a pretty large pot, and we're doing pretty good. We're up a bit now, so that's a good Saturday starting. Alright, I just played another hand that was kind of interesting. So early position player makes it 15. I'm on the button with ace king. I raise it to 50, and the small blind raises it to 125. So decent size 4 bet, and the small blind's directly to my left, and he is, in my opinion, by far the best player at the table. So it sucks that he's directly on my left. I've been bleeding money to him when he, you know, raises a lot, and 3 bets, 4 bets. He's definitely the best. But this spot, I'm on the button. I have ace king. I don't really want to get it all in pre-flop because I have like $900 some effective. But I don't really want to fold here either. So I choose to just call and see a flop. And the flop comes ace 9-4, all spades. And he looks kind of disappointed in that, and it makes me believe he has queens, because I block aces, I block kings. And so when he checks to me, I put out the same bet of 125, because I want it to look like I want to call, like I have ace king with the king of spades. And that's literally what he says that he thinks I have. He's like, oh, you have ace king and the king of spades. And I'm happy with him just folding here. I honestly want him to fold here because I don't want a spade to hit. I don't want anything else. I'm looking for a fold. And he thinks for a long time, and then eventually does fold. And he said he had pocket kings. So if he had pocket kings, then he can't have the king of spades. I had a black king, so it was clubs though. And, you know, I'm happy to get a fold there. I'm happy I didn't get it all in pre-flop, because I don't really want to not even flip 30% against kings pre-flop. But flop an ace, make a decent sized bet, take it down, win some money. So that was pretty good. Okay, well, I just played another hand that I thought was interesting, and on the button I looked down at Queen Jack offsuit. Not a particularly good card, but with 6 limpers, I've been able to punish the limpers pretty significantly at this table. Just big raises and get, you know, 20-30 bucks from the limpers consistently. So I'm very happy to just, you know, raise to 35 there and get a win. But I don't. I get 1 caller this time. But I have Queen Jack. It's not really a bad hand to play, you know, in position, heads up. So it's all right. The flop comes Ace King 6 with 2 diamonds. Now, because it's Ace King and he checks to me, I've only shown down premium cards when I've shown down. So I'm happy to just bet here, and with my perceived range being better than his, and hopefully win right now. So I make it 50. But he thinks for a while and then calls. And I don't really like that. It feels trappy, like aces, kings, something like that. It feels strong for how long he thinks and the way he called. Either way, the turn is the deuce of diamonds. He checks to me again, and I quickly check my cards, and I have the jack of diamonds. Which now I'm happy because I have more outs and a perceived higher range than him if I get called. So I decided to just bet 50 again, because if he does have a monster, like he's probably going to raise here and I'll know and I can just get away from it and not get trapped. But also if he has a weak hand, he really does have a weird decision to make. If a blank comes and he just calls this turn and a blank comes, then I can really throw out a big bet on the river and bluff it. But he just calls, so I think he's kind of weak. I think he's actually very, very weak. And the river is the 5 of diamonds. So we get the jack high flush from our hand. He checks to me, and now I'm just happy to check it down. I don't really think a really bad hand's going to call a bet. And if he had a set or 2 pair or something, I think he would have raised the turn. So I think he's very weak, and I just, you know, river to flush. And so when he checks to me, I just check. I say jack of diamonds. And he goes, really? No way. And I'm like, yeah, and I show him. And he just shows 1 king. So, I mean, I guess if you're going to call a bluff with second pair, you know, most people don't just stone cold bluff. They have outs. They have back doors. They have ways they can win. So if you're gonna just call a bluff down, you have to be, you know, realizing the possibility that I'm going to get there, which I did. So that was definitely a good hand. Got my stack a little bit higher. Alright, so to just wrap up this video, when you play poker a lot, you tend to compartmentalize your bankroll and your sessions and everything. So for me, when anyone's seeing this, including myself, October is probably going to be over. So for October, we were profitable, just barely. So it was a little bit better than breaking even, which, you know, it's helpful. It's good money. Like, even a few $100s here and there is good, but obviously a lot of people play poker because they want to hit it big, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't. But anyway, all we can do is we start from ground zero. November's a new month, and we're going to see how we turn out in November. So basically, my goal for November and the new month going forward is to actually manage my expectations a little bit more. Like, I think one of the biggest problems that I have personally with poker is that I always expect to hit it big. I always expect to win. And, you know, that can mess with you when a bad beat happens or a strong hand gets cracked. And I think really, you know, my goal in the new month is just play each hand the best I can and stop being results oriented and just go with the process, and whatever happens, happens. And if you're up $200-300 at a 2-5 game in 4 hours, you know, that's good. A lot of people don't make that much money each day, and you can't be upset that you're only up $200 and go for that big hand to win a lot of money. So that's anyway my goal for November, and well, we'll see what happens. Anyway, thank you all for commenting, liking, subscribing. Like, I love reading comments when people say how they would have played the hands or what they think would have happened. So keep up those. I will respond to pretty much everyone, and thank you.